Okay. Hello. It is Sunday. It is 3:59. This is RV Lady hosting for this week the RV Women Hangout, and hopefully, you know, people want to come and show up and hang out. Subjects today. Yeah, there's so many. I know I'm moving too fast for my camera. Um, I don't know. Come on board and we'll pick a subject that we'd like to talk about. Um, I of course, as usual, know a bevy of things about you know roofing. Uh, Not that anybody's listening, but next week I need a host. Um, Maybe so. I'll let y'all know about. I don't have any viewers, so I can pick on myself. God, I look particularly fat today. Jesus. I'm sorry. I'm suffering from day 2 of migraine. I hate my medication. Okay, I'm back. Oh, one viewer. Hello, one viewer. This is RV Lady. This is the it is 4 o'clock right now. This is the RV Women Hangout, and women are invited to, of course, appear on the panel. However, men, nope, not so much. Not on the panel, but as I always say, you can watch. Hopefully, you can hear me. Who really knows for sure? I have placed on my YouTube account on my page the link that I am looking at when I look up in the address bar here. Oh, so sorry. So sorry. I I'm on day 2 of my migraine, and so the medication I take is called. Yeah, it'll give you a stroke or a heart attack or whatever, but you've got to decide whether or not you'd rather have a stroke, a heart attack, or continue with having the migraine. So typically, I wait for it to get pretty bad before I drop the Imitrex, and I waited too long yesterday. So now I am feeling the residual effects of the medication, which is basically makes me want to take a nap all the time. So, well, until I get joined by other people, um, and you should have, for those of you who want to join, you should have links. I'm going to go over and see if anybody's chatting about anything. You should have links on your Gmail account or that little bell up in the upper right hand. Oh, Miss Maxie, I see that you are there. Oh, you have a little lag watching me on. Hi, Miss Maxie. But I have to go back to the other side now because I'm watching myself delayed. Okay, it's just weird. Okay, so I could make those smaller. Let's see if I can do that. I have my channel up on here, and it is this. What I really want is the chat. I don't want to look at myself twice. Okay. Hello, 9 viewers. How's it going? We need an interesting. Hello there, Day Drifter. I'm so sorry about the migraine. I am too. But it's all part of the. It's all part of being alive. Okay, now there. Now, if I close this, oh, that was no. Hey, Think Big, how are you? I'm feeling, a little better, but, I just feel like I could lay down and go to sleep for like 10 years. The Imitrex just makes me crazy. Okay, so, well, nobody's joining me, and it's just me talking to, you guys. I'm going to get comfortable here and talk about this research that I've done on the RV park idea. Okay, basically, I put out a video for those of you who are unaware that basically says, hey, does anybody want to join a commune? And basically, this was what my thought was. And my boo-boo from the other day, the air dry. Here was my thought is, I don't know, 50 of us get together and purchase something. It wasn't really 50. I was actually thinking like, I don't know, 15 people, maybe 20 rigs, not people, but rigs. And if anybody wants an invitation, I am, sitting here and can send you out an invitation specifically to you if you want to join. Okay. So anyway, I was having a migraine, and when I have a migraine, I can't work because I read what I do when I'm on a migraine, and just a mess. So anyway, this, in 10 years ish, where I don't really see myself as an expat in South America. Okay, this is basically what I was thinking, because I had once thought, well, I'll move down to Chile or I'll move to wherever, but I don't really see myself doing that because I have one daughter, and she does not, I mean, I have one daughter, and she's married, she's going to have kids, and I would like to participate somewhat mildly in that life. I don't want to be too close because I don't want to be the handoff, for the day, and then, you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to do that. I mean, I want to be supportive and everything. And when she does have the baby, I mean, I'm going to be there for probably, I told her I'd be there for 6 months so that she could decide whether she's going back to work or at least have daycare, somebody to help her, somebody to take care of her baby if she wants to go back to work, etc. So anyway, that doesn't matter. I was thinking that for my future life, I don't ever want to go back to living in a neighborhood where, you've hundreds of thousands of dollars a place, I have to mow the lawn, and I don't know, I just don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to. I don't want to hear the neighbors. I don't want to. I want a kind of life where people are like me, where they want to travel, but maybe they're not able to travel full time anymore. That would be me and Terrence, and do have a place to park. So anyway, I started looking around for land, and then as I was looking at land, I realized how non-functional that would be. Okay, because I would be, there's zoning and there's neighbors and there's this and that and the other thing. There's putting in sewer, there's putting in, for each individual rig. And so some genius, it wasn't me, believe me, some genius said something about buying an RV park. And I was like, oh my God, of course. That's completely logical. So anyway, I went on Google and searched I'm reading the things on the side here. Search the buy an RV park, and found this gorgeous little place in Oregon. It's got 141 spaces, but that would be too many people because you have to figure 2 people per space. No. So it has 70 full-on RV spaces, and the RV spaces have full hookup. Everything's there, sewer, water, everything, as I understand it. And so anyway, I am going to go up there. Um, it's near the sand dunes. It's south of Portland. It's not really that far from the California border. What else? It is, I figure, to have 50 rigs, 2 people a rig, and with 2 people a rig, that's 100 people. Okay, so that's a lot of people. Okay, and it is 16 acres, so not so many people. But basically, it will give us, going someplace to rest, get out of the heat of the rest of the country. If you desire, grow some food. Basically, start a commune, start a garden, get some animals, slaughter them as we need food. The store and whatnot is, about a mile or 2 down the road. I'm sure they have some kind of, medical center, I'm sure. If not, I mean, we'll all take out that waiver for us to be life flighted somewhere. They can land at our RV park and life flight us to wherever it is that we need to go. But, and that waiver is not very much money, by the way, because they figure you're never going to use it. Okay. So anyway, that was my idea, is 50 rigs in this park, have enough room for stuff, animal, whatever. Yes, I really did say slaughter. Grow our own food. Chickens, free range. Cows. I would like to have horses. I really wouldn't mind having a couple of horses, somebody to ride with me and me. But basically, everybody as a group take care of the land and the animals, and that's it. Now, the cost of this place that I was looking at, or am looking at, is $925,000. Now, asking isn't getting. I think it's probably worth about 8. I haven't really done enough. Oh, hello, Adele.
Hi.
I haven't done enough, comparisons with other things in that area to know what 16 acres goes for up there. But that's basically, let's see, somebody, eucalyptus lady. Hello. Have you considered zoning? Is that what that says? Oh, maybe I can get Adele to read them. Oops. Okay, I just lost myself. Okay. Do you really want roosters? Well, I would like to have 1 rooster. And that's only so we can have little baby chickens, running around, because A, they're adorable, and B, they're, future food. Scottish cows cannot be slaughtered. They are too beautiful. Okay, well, then Scottish. I'm not saying that we take a chainsaw there. I'm saying we put them on a truck and butcher, and it comes back in little white packages, all wrapped up, like, and it goes in a freezer. Have in place. Let me tell you how this thing is laid out. Okay, basically, it's an RV park now. It's currently apparently very run down, and the people who are taking care of it, or managers or whatever, are, you know, like drug addicts or whatever. Who really knows for sure? But it doesn't matter. Homesteading work. Hi, Blacktop. Yeah, it's not a joke. I'm really serious about this. And Scottish cows. Okay. Do you remember how to consider zoning? Well, buying an RV park that already is an RV park covers the zoning. Okay, now, as far as having animals there, they have to be zoned for dogs and cats. You know, that's just due diligence, is to find out whether or not you can throw a cow or two on there. But I can't imagine that that wouldn't be all right. Um, because there's nothing else around it. You know, I've gone up on Google um, Maps, you know, and done the aerial view and the whole deal, and there's nothing there. You know, it's a creek and woods, and there's a couple of other places that aren't too far away, but they're far enough that animals aren't going to be, you know, a situation for them. And I'll bet you that it's, you know, I'd have to read the deed and see about animals and whether they were grandfathered in at any point and blah, blah, blah. Goats are multi-purpose. Good idea. Goats are a good idea. Goat meat. You got goat milk. You got yogurt. You know, I like the idea of having animals that have multi-purpose. And of course, you need a ram. So we have baby goats, and you know that might be something where we can load all the goats onto a truck and drive them to a ram place, ram them, you know, breed them to a ram. But if anybody could do, okay. But basically, that's the idea. Is 50 people, 50 rigs, 2 people per for the single people like myself, and it's 1 person per rig, so it kind of throws the math off a little. The cost for this property, I think that it's negotiable and can probably be picked up for $750,000, which lessens the cost. The people, the 50 people, 50 rigs. I don't care how many people, but the 50 rig. Well, I do care. Only 2 people per rig. You know, it's like, don't show up with 10 people in your rig and say, hey, yeah, we're moving in. No, that's not what I had in mind. But basically, that would lessen the initial investment. And so, to somewhere, you know, I'm figuring that everybody'd have to come in for like 15 grand each, and that's it. You pay $15,000, and you have a place to park your rig till you're dead. It's kind of the way I look at it, and live as a commune, contribute to the life, and self-sustain. You know, I figured that if we, and I do this all the time, I over prepare and I make stuff. So, you know, if we had like too many chickens making too many eggs, well, we can sell those eggs. You know, put a little stand out in front of our private resort and do it on the honor system. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Adele. I'm having so much trouble with my internet. It froze up. Don't worry about it. I can sit here and actually talk all day long. I do when I'm running dialogue. And not only that, when I'm running dialogue, when I'm writing, I'm using different voices. So, you know, a little schizo. Uh, but anyway, that's what I'm thinking is get 50 rigs, people who are interested in a go. And everybody throws in $15,000, pays off the property. So the property's paid off and owned by those 50 people, or 50 rigs, 50, but however you want to do that. Owned by the 50. and work and live and, be vital and come and go as you please, and stuff like that. It's there's a bazillion things to be worked out. It's not all cut and dry like I make it sound like it is, because it's not, and I recognize that it's not. It would be reliant on somebody to be there occasionally, but if that's the case, and it's going to sit empty for any period of time, then we get one of those big locking gates that's shuts the rest of the world off and says, do not enter, because we'll shoot you. Um, Stuff like that. It would be, I mean, I can see putting a big fence gate, something, something on the front of it, where you have a remote control, and you just do it and the thing opens when you come in. I can see that, or you punch in a code and then you can go in. I don't want it to be accessible because it's on Highway 101. Okay. Somewhere. If I was looking at the material, I would spout what the material says. But it's sitting on Highway 101, and so paved road all the way up. The place is level. The lots, it says there's a little creek that runs through there. As I said, it's about a mile, maybe two from the ocean. Buildings. I've started on that before. It's got, when you drive in, it's got a store, and that's where you go in and you register and stuff like that. Okay, so obviously that store would turn into the community center, and unless somebody wanted to run a store, I can't imagine. But anyway, that would become a community center, and I can see having really big freezers in there, enough for like 100 people. I don't know how many freezers that is, but basically so that things like chicken, meat, your meats, can be stored there instead of in your RV. And, if you want hamburger, then you go up to the community center and open up the thing and get hamburger out. And then write down, RV lady, hamburger, one. Just so that we always have a continuing inventory of what's going on. I don't see having anything, I'm not going into slaughtering cow, but anyway, that's basically my idea. And then anybody who wants to utilize that space in there can utilize it. Like, suppose you're an artist, or there are a bunch of artists. If you want to have a showing, so you would set that building up as your studio or whatever, and invite people, community, the town, to come over and see if they want to buy your stuff. Now, that could be a way for people to continue to make income. Okay. Now, are there like a million things to work out about that? You betcha. But the idea being, I want to put my legs up. Okay. The idea being that there will be the ability for people to make money to support themselves. Again, a viable community of viable people. So the fact that we're just sharing all the work makes it a commune, which I think is hysterical. And I think, bye, Day Drifter, thanks for coming by. I think that it's, I am kind of reading as I'm yakking, but I think the community would, I don't know, I think it would be good. I wouldn't mind like going there for a month every year and then taking off, and coming back whenever I feel like it, whenever that may be. And there it is, sitting there waiting for me. People who want to stay there full time, they can certainly do that. And, we pick up a weed whacker and one of those blower things or whatever, and, keep the place looking tidy all the time or whatever, not dirty, not overgrown. But I think it would be really fun. And then eventually they then go and, people die and stuff like that, and in which case, then their share reverts back into the commune. And there will be names for this, and this is like a lot of legal stuff. Anybody happen to be an attorney, that would be really fabulous. But this will revert, their property then will revert back to the commune, and the commune will find another occupant for that space, like a committee. We'll find a new occupant for that space, and then the money for the sale of the space will then go to the family of the dead person. So, but it's not like the dead person's family gets to inherit the space. No. The only thing that they can do is either decide to utilize the space themselves because they qualify under whatever guidelines are established for the commune, or this is 18 acres. Yes, it is 18 acres. Or they don't want it, don't qualify, whatever, and then they can just take the money and go. And then we have somebody else who is in the commune. This is a not-for-profit thing. This is not something where there's money to be made, blah, 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 blah. Eventually, maybe there would be money to be made for those people who are holding. If you buy it for, let's say, $750,000, and in 20 years that or tripled that, then yeah, there's money to be made. But then the property would have to be sold, and there has to be guidelines for how that works out, and stuff like that. Basically, you figure that. I'm traveling. But you figure that there's always going to be somebody who's living there in the commune taking care of it, and it'll just be a matter of having a committee that says, this is no longer viable. Everybody has a year to find new accommodations, and the property will be sold. So that's basically how that works. But I don't see this as anything other than a nice, secure, vital place to live. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, eventually, I'm not talking about, I want to go up there and move in next month. I'm talking about in 10 years. But why should I wait for my dollar to decline even more when I can buy something now and then watch my dollar decline? I don't know. I just think that if the 50 initial rig people, the 50 initial spots, and that's all there will ever be, is just available. No, well, that's not really true either. Of course, it's available. Now, and they don't have to stay in your RV or in town or whatever. There's apparently and I'm afraid I've looked at the pictures, and they say that there is a manager's quarters, but I have a feeling that that's a mobile home, like not a single wide mobile home, and I think that's what they're calling the manager's quarters. well, depending on how wretched that is, and I'm sure it's pretty wretched, um, people could come and stay, relatives, whatever, friends, um, could come and stay there, as opposed to getting a hotel. I mean, this is your home. So you want people to come and visit you, and you want them to come and stay with you and be part of your life. You don't want them to, um, you don't want them to like stay in town so that, or spend money and hang with you, see what you're doing. And I vision people at just doing their own thing, having chores. Everybody has chores, just like in real life. And you do your chores, whatever it is that you do. If it's pick up trash, or go rake something, or if it's go and use the weed whacker and whack something, or if it's go feed the animals, or go clean up animal poo, or um, I don't know, go check out the little creek thing and make sure that that's flowing and good and isn't overgrown, and um, I don't know, stuff like that. I figure we'll get a couple peacocks in case there are snakes, because that's what peacocks do, is they eat snakes. And they're great alarm systems, and you don't have to feed them anything, because they kind of just cruise and eat all day long. And I don't know. That's kind of it. Anybody have any questions besides the CMEs? That CME is the big one. There was like a really big one, and I think it's already hit, and it's like dispersing, and it should be quite the light show for those that are in the southern hemisphere. Um, as far as Oregon goes, I don't really care where it is, as long as it meets the criteria. Is no tornadoes, no hurricanes, um, uh, no, super inclement weather for long periods of time. Sunny there and pretty, and uh, some of the time, but it's going to rain, which is fine because we need that for crop growth and whatever, our growth. And the only thing that is a problem with this particular, and you're going to laugh when I say this, but are tsunamis. It's low enough and close enough to the ocean that if there was a tsunami, yuck, 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 we'd all have to get on our ATV vehicles and head up north and let our RVs just drown. Ow. Okay, I just took my Band-Aid off my boo-boo. You want to see my boo-boo? Oh, I can't hold my hand still enough. Isn't that hideous? Okay, I just shaved the skin right off it. It was pretty nasty. But power source. Oh, there's plenty of room for solar. Of course, the place already has metered electric, because it is today. I am going to actually go there, and however long it takes me to get there, I figured 2 weeks, or maybe 3. It might take me 3 weeks to get up there. I'm working, but 3 weeks to get up there, and then I'm gonna go and camp there and get off the camera and show you what it looks like. No, hide the finger. I know it's hideous, isn't it? I think that once I get feet on the ground, shoes on the ground, boots on the ground, that my perspective may change. But for right now, I feel very optimistic about this particular piece of property. And I can't imagine that there aren't, that there aren't 50 rigs that would like to have this opportunity. And I look at it as an opportunity. My God, I looked at those RV parks where you buy the space, or they have RV parks where they're like timeshares and you buy like a weekend. Oh yeah, medical RN. See, we have a lot of talent. Crater Lake is a dormant volcano. Okay, good to know. Is that anywhere near where I'm from? you, I hadn't really thought about the whole volcano thing. Um, how long has this place been on the market? I think it's like 100 days, maybe less. It's on LoopNet, and just type in, shoot, I forgot the name of it. Okay, I can't close windows and open windows because then I get confused. Okay, I can't remember. If anybody remembers, I've put the link out there enough times that, because I wanted input. But in a vacation home, we are going to keep main house in Southern Oregon. I would be interested in a vacation home. Yeah, whatever, you can call it whatever you want, vacation home. I don't have any desire to build anything or have anything other than an RV. Now, whether it's, it's probably not going to be patches. It'll probably be, 30 something foot Class A that I end up spending the rest of my life in. But I don't have any desire to do anything other than live on tires. When I want to go, I want to go. And, when I want to pull over and stop, I'll pull over and stop. Okay, stop with the volcano stuff. We're not doing volcanoes. You guys are so funny. Isn't Mountain St. Helens in Washington or Montana or somewhere? I don't know where it is. But anyway, I think this would be a lovely spot to have. And then, and I was actually thinking about this earlier in chatting. I tried to do a hangout. It wasn't really working, but I was trying to imagine, if I got sick of that spot, which is absolutely possible, then what? Where would I want to go? Well, the opposite of rain in Oregon and green is, of course, the desert. So I figured that the land will be unencumbered, which means there will be we're not paying on the land. And by the way, I am not talking 15 or whatever. No, it's not going to be any more than 15,000 a year. I'm talking about that's the complete and total investment. After that, it's just utilities and maintenance. But basically, as a community, we could decide if we wanted to create another one of these spots. I don't know. I'm sure they'll have a name, commune spots. Maybe in the desert, maybe in the high desert or something like that, for people who just need to get out of the dampness and would like to go someplace and dry out for a while. And I completely see that as being me. But we could encumber this property in order to buy another piece of property out in wherever, and then sell 50 spots on that property. Those property paid off again. And, once we sell 50 properties of that one, and then just do a switch. Okay, like, I want to go to the desert. Okay, who in the desert would like to come up to Oregon? How long did you want to stay? And negotiate it out. And then, be able to switch climates. And California's not too far away. The desert's not too far away. And I know that Oregon has a desert area or arid, but it's probably not like the California desert. The California desert's actually really nice. So anyway, yeah, it will be a functioning commune. Everything that you can think about it being a commune, that's what I'm thinking, is a functioning commune. And that's how we stay viable and vital, is by continuing to work. I think one of the worst things that people can do as they age is stop working. Honest to God, I don't know how people stop working and say, "Oh, you have a full day." Oh my God! No wonder they die after 4 minutes of being retired. I think that remaining vital is really important, in having okay, somebody's hurling somebody into a volcano. B to the bug out. B to the bug out. Okay. Yeah, nobody's getting sacrificed because there will be no virgins there. Okay, so, and in order to have a decent sacrifice, you have to have a virgin, right? Okay, I'm right. So, we'll have to look to others to solve volcano problems. But, that's basically the idea. I think that I've created for those of you who are interested in this and haven't heard about this before, I've created what is it called? Google Plus group that is called Commune Peeps. And basically, if it's something that you're interested in, you want to be kept up to date with, then, let me know and I'll add you into that group. And then hopefully, you'll be able to receive information regarding this. Because I don't think, everybody's not interested in this. I think it's just, there are just people like myself who are looking towards the future and thinking, and then what? It's 10 years down the road. I'm 70 years old. Now what? Okay, well, yeah, I can still rake and pick up poo, and I want to be able to do those things. And I have every intention of, living to be 100 or something. So there is a place in Washington called Rocky Ridge that already has a desert community with cheap land. They want something live there year round, though, unless you something the grid, off the grid, live off the grid. Yeah, Washington is way too wet. Okay, I consider the state of Washington. It's way too wet, and even in the dry places, no. And they have earthquakes there. I know this sounds really ridiculous because this place that I'm talking about is probably right smack dab on the San Andreas Fault, but I'm not. Washington State, beautiful, I'm sure. Never been there, honestly. And have I ever been there? I don't know. I'd have to think about that. If I have, it's been to a big city, and it was breathe in, breathe out. And will not stop. But it's nice when I don't have to work. I think that I see you guys talking about stuff like that. I think there's working, and then there's working. I think there's working at a miserable job that makes you, not go to work every day. And then there are those jobs, which I'm fortunate enough to have one of those jobs where, you can't wait for the sun to come up so that you can get to work. And, stuff like that. I think user taxes for rigs way high in Washington too. Okay, good to know. Okay, register vehicle really high. I think that if what I see in my head plays out, if I can find enough people who are interested in doing this, I personally do not want to go into the RV trailer park business. And so this is why I'm looking for others who are of like mind. I don't want to rent out sites. I don't want to, I don't want to run a RV park. That's not what I want to do. I would like to live at one only because they're already zoned and they've already got all the stuff. And so buying one to me is just logic. But as far as going into the, for those of you who are saying, oh, gee, yeah, I'd like to come there and stay. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Because you've got to be a relative of somebody who's actually one of the 50. And, I'm not looking to start a trailer park. I'm looking to start a homestead commune where It doesn't cost you a fortune to live there, where you're just paying the utilities and some maintenance fees. And maintenance fees are like, the community center room needs a new roof, or the plumbing has gone down a handbasket somewhere. It's stuff like that. It's and hopefully people will have talent and be able to bring that talent with them. There will be plumbers and let's see, no, it's not wet. Eastern half, 7 inches rain annually. Well, that's not enough, RV Granny. No, we need more rain than that. Well, I mean, that's a lot of rain. I don't know, it depends. But again, all up in the air. What the hell? It's not Sunday. Isn't today Sunday? Come on, don't do that to me, Kipper. You know how I am. I don't know what day of the week it is ever. Oh, it is too Sunday. Oh my God, it's Saturday. Oh my God, Kipper, have you not said this? Oh my, it's the migraine medication. Oh my God, it is Saturday. It is not Sunday. What the hell? I am such a loser. Oh, I just closed that window. I didn't want to close it. Oh my God, that is so funny. I do this all the time. I forget what day of the week it is. And I told you guys this before, I swear. Oh my God, this is hysterical. I'm thinking it's Sunday, honestly. Today is Saturday. Nope, it is Saturday. It's Saturday. I just looked on my calendar thing. Okay, so it's Saturday. We're talking about, not RV Women Hangout stuff. That is so funny. That is so funny. Um, Welcome to the middle age. Oh, are you kidding me? I've been in the middle age for a long time. Uh, but I've never not known what day it is, like in public, this bad. In private, yeah, in private, in meetings or whatever, I'll say, no, this is Tuesday, and they'll say, no, it's Wednesday. And then they look at me like I am a fool. But that is so hysterical. Okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow. Oh my God. See, migraine medication, it completely wrecks me. I'm just using that as an excuse because I'm a daughter-in-law. That is so hysterical. So now I'm just doing, your basic hangout. And I kind of wanted to do one to talk about the what's it called? The commune concept, and see if anybody out there is thinking along the same lines as I am. Basically, I figured to make this available to, the whatever amount of people that subscribe to me or whatever that's called, to get the word out, to see if anybody's interested. And then I'm going to go mainstream until I get 50 people. Now, and when I say when I get 50 people, let me rephrase this: a vetting process. And this vetting process is going to basically eliminate those people that will be detrimental to communal life. Okay, now how am I going to do the vetting process? I don't know. It's some committee's job. But basically, it is to keep criminals out. And interestingly enough, it's basically to keep people like pedophiles and disgusting criminals out. If somebody has served time and done a sentence for, say, drug possession, yeah, I don't really care. Because I've actually known a lot of drug dealers that actually went to jail. And, they're nice, normal people. They just got totally busted selling whatever it was they were selling. And I guess I did, Miss Maxie. I did. I wanted to talk about this commune thing so bad that I've, created a hangout under the guise of RV Women Hangout. Um, where are you thinking the commune will be located? For me, it's about weather and it's about nature. So I I do not hate this property that I am currently looking at. So I mean on the internet, and so I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that piece of property. The climate is conducive. The not too hot, not too cold. It doesn't snow. Good roads. It has all of the facilities that RVers need. It's got water there, a creek, in case, whatever. The sewer's already in. There are things that are already done where it just makes it turnkey for this type of an operation. A commune in Oregon, cliche, yeah, Aaron, in SoCal. Can't call it too urban. Psychedelic school buses, no, it's just going to be, us, not the psychedelic hippie crowd. Even though we should have like hippie day, where everybody has to dress up like a hippie and walk around. And it should be like a rule that when you go to town, you have to dress like a hippie. And, we'll have like a hippie closet so you can go in and dress yourself. So when you go to town, keeps people away, makes them think we're too weird to be around and keeps people away. I like that idea. Board of directors, absolutely. And when we say board of directors, we mean that the 50 will be represented by a committee to make the mundane, boring, oh gee, a pipe burst and we need to get that repaired. Where are we going to get the money? That sort of thing. Oh, Winter Nomad. Okay, thanks. Need to go. Laugh. Okay. Thank you for coming. See you tomorrow on Sunday when the RV Women Hangout is actually on. Oh my God. Maybe when I vet myself, I won't bother. Because I'm too much of a lame brain. But, the vetting process is to eliminate people who are not going to be vital to the community. And that sounds really horrible and awful, but it's kind of, I see the age range as being like 25 years old to, I have no idea where. But I think that an intermix of, and when I say 25 years old, I mean, God, no kids. So that might be a tough nut. Maybe 40, maybe that's what I should say, is 40 years old on up. And, that way you're pretty much out of the kids. They come, they visit, they leave. That's always a good thing. Check the site. It might assist you in finding inexpensive land. The problem with buying land is inexpensive. Okay, everybody who thinks land is expensive, get that right out of your head because it's cheap. Now I'll tell you what's not cheap. Bringing in electricity, bringing in sewer, hooking up to a sewer line like a city or county sewer line, dragging internet out there, dragging cable TV out there, to wherever this land is. Now, I'm not saying that we're all going to sit around and watch TV. I'm not saying that I am looking for the easiest transition that there is. And the easiest transition, and interestingly enough, there are a lot of RV parks for sale, is to go into an RV park. You've got a couple of things going for you. First and foremost is most of the sites are level. Okay, there are, in most instances, utilities there. It has to be accessible to a town for medical care. There's a lot to consider. I mean, sure, if we were 25 years old and I was posing this, we'd be out in the middle of, nowhere, blah, 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 nowhere. And, setting up tents and, you know, stuff like that. But that's not who we are. We are older, sophisticated, healthy individuals who don't want to lose touch with reality and would like to have a self-sustaining society. And that's all I'm posing. It's self-sustaining society. That's really true. There's only so much land, and the ocean does have a tendency to take some of it away occasionally. But land is cheap. It just depends on what you want the land to do for you. And we want the land, or I see it as wanting the land to be land that can easily grow vegetables and products. You know, I don't want some dry piece of scratchy rock, something, that it's going to be too hard to work the soil. I want something that's easy. Um, hippie day, love it. Yeah, hippie day. That would be great. You know, like once a month, have hippie day and show ourselves. You know, like, don't come out and say, "What are you people doing out here?" And we can all pretend to smoke joints, and you know, I have no idea why we would pretend to smoke joints. We can smoke joints if we want. We don't have to pretend. We can do whatever we want. Uh, you know, basically, oh yeah, for those of you who have always dreamed of growing marijuana, here's your perfect opportunity. I think that, again, it would be fun to have somebody who, and I think of this as herbs, I don't really think of marijuana as marijuana, but I think it would be fun to have a section that is dedicated to the herb growth for natural remedies. I think I think this could be awesome. Are you forming an LLC? It would have to be some kind of, I'm not thinking LLC, I'm actually thinking a, what is that called? Oh, conglomerate, or not conglomerate, that's not what I want to say either. Anyway, it is an institution, legally, a legal institution wrapped up in, um, uh, it is a legal institution. Let me just put it that way. It's not limited. It's, and an LLC is very limited, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something that is completely comprehensive, that covers everything from birth to death. And, you know, it has to have a lot of rules associated with it. LLCs are a little sketchy and not as concrete as I see this being. This is an investment. This is a land investment. Sure, it's not a big one. You know, we're talking $15,000 or less. And no, Colorado's out. Oh, Colorado for legal cannabis, I think. I thought you were suggesting, you know, we go there. Okay, get off the whole cannabis thing. Keith, I'm sorry I brought it up. 5-3 something. Okay, I don't know what that says. Part of my screen is cut off. I don't even know why, but I'm only getting like half the messages when I read them. Okay, so anyway, okay, you guys are just going to talk about that. Okay, then I'm moving on. Whatever it is, it's going to take a lawyer to put together a consortium. That's the word that I'm looking for. It's a consortium, and it's specific, and it is basically what I'm talking about doing. They do consortiums to buy like racehorses and stuff like that. And that's what I'm talking about, is a consortium. How much? How much is this going to cost? Okay, I'm just kind of reading on the side. I don't know if you guys are selling pot over there or what you're doing. But basically, 50 participants in a project like this, each one of them is going to have to plunk down around 15 grand. And which is nothing. I mean, to me, I mean, to some people that will be a lot of money. To me, I think that it's a, you know, recourse that take your $15,000 and divide that by 20 years. Then you can see how nothing that is. Because you can't, the consortium owns it. You can list it in your estate as an asset, but as far as being able to pass that asset on, you cannot because it's stuck in the consortium, if that makes sense anyway. But there are a lot of things to figure out. Um, you know, basically, well, 16 acres is, I don't know about you, but I think 16 acres is a lot. And and when I say that, I mean taking care of 16 acres. I'm not talking about sitting in your RV, looking out the window and saying, oh, look, it's 16 acres. I'm talking about getting out there and, you know, working the land, working the soil, you know, being what I envision as communal living. I don't, I don't see that as 100 people on 16 acres. I suppose if everybody showed up at the same time at the same place, then that 16 acres wouldn't be so big. I think that's enough. I think it's, you know, you figure that um, the RV parks that you go to and pay considerably more for, um, you don't have 16 acres. They may be sitting on 16 acres, but none of it's yours. You know, you don't get to have chickens there, and you don't get to, um, I don't know. That's just an interesting conundrum. I have to think about that. I think 16 acres is good. 50 does sound a large group. Um, well, I can make it less, but it just costs more. On this particular RV site, there are 70 pull through, full hookup RV for big RVs. There's 70 of them. Now 70 would be a lot. And plus there is another, God, I'll pull up the description. There's another, I don't know, 60 or so, like tent sites or sites that have like power only, or they have water only or something. And of course, those won't be utilized at all. That'll just become, you know, places for stock and gardening and stuff like that. Um, I don't know. See, you guys all bring up really good points. I'm trying to think of 50 people on, or not 50, 100 people on 16 acres. I think you could find a spot to sit down. I really do. And I don't think that there will ever be a time, except if we're having a, you know, some kind of potluck meal type thing. I cannot imagine that there is going to be a time when everybody's all together like that. Oh my God, I can't believe it's only Saturday. That's so fabulous. Okay, I'm sick of talking. I wish somebody would come on and they could talk really well. I wish I could just transfer it over to somebody and they could just take over and talk. But anyway, that's the idea. I guess I have to think about that, how to put 100 physical human beings. I just don't think that that's that much. I think there will be people like myself that are just single people. Um, I think there will be at least half that will just be individuals and not, you know, couples. So I don't know. That's something to think about. Anyway, I'm gonna be heading up there um, to check it out in the weeks to come. And once I put boots on the ground and walk around, I'll figure out how 100 people can live on 16 acres. Are you kidding me? That's like, yeah, 16 acres. You could build 50 houses and have 100 people or more living in that amount of space. So, well, I don't really look at it, Daedra, from answering your question. I don't really look at it as everybody gets 2 big sites or spaces. I look at it as, because who needs that? Everybody's going to bring their car, and they're going to bring what I'm assuming is no longer than a 50-foot RV. Okay. What are RVs? They're like 40. Isn't the longest one like 45 feet? But anyway, it'll be room for the RV and then room for a parking area for vehicles. You don't need your vehicle to be parked in front of your RV. You can go put it in, someplace else. Like the Suzuki. I don't plan on having the Suzuki next to me, where I can go and put it someplace else on the property that is like a little parking lot and park the vehicles there. Not everybody drags a tote along with them. And, a lot of people, it's a commune. It's not like you get in your individual car and you say, gee, I'm going to go to Safeway by myself in this car. It's a commune. You create a list, and then, people get together and go to the grocery store and buy the food. Unless you don't want to do it that way, then, something like that. But it's like me being here where I'm camped now in the RV. It's just over there. When I'm going to the grocery store, I'll call him up and say, do you want something? To me, that's like a normal thing to do, or not abnormal. Jack Walsh, your proposal is well worth considering, and I think it is as well. And this is the consideration stage. This is basically how to do this. I've never done this. I've never bought an RV park. I've never lived in a commune. I think it would be great reality TV, by the way. And, I think that it might be something worth pitching to a studio or a network for a reality TV show. We could have a little contest once a week, see who's like top RV dog or whatever. To like, what is the thing? I don't watch the Survivor. Who can survive the RV camp? I don't know. We could do things like, I don't know. I think it would be interesting to kick it around. And again, committee. This is all, in my mind, it's designed to keep me interested in life and happy and healthy and moving and motivated and vital. Oh yeah, we could have like a Big Brother show. Or, we pick 5 campers and make them go live with each other in the center of whatever, and we look at them through glass. I don't know. There are all kinds of things that we can do. Because we're sitting there and we're all brilliant. We have all lived life and we are all brilliant. There's nothing that we can't do. The only thing stopping us from doing anything is ourselves. So, let's see, can we have guns and I think that, and I think you're probably joking, bug out or whatever, a communal tank. The problem with the communal tank is, first of all, it's big. Okay. Now, do we really want to set aside space for a big tank? And are we ever really going to use it? And more importantly, in order to utilize a tank, you've got to practice. Where are we going to practice? Now, there is a big sand dune thing that's across the way. Yeah, would it be fun to take a tank over and like run up and down sand dunes for a while? Yeah, I think that'd be pretty fun. But shooting off the gun, that'd be even more fun. But I'm going to say nixay, but that's a committee. It's a committee decision, you know, whether or not the tank is viable. As far as guns, of course, we're adults. Well, you don't shoot somebody in the RV park. I think that's good. Um, Wife swaps. Yeah, you guys just go right ahead. Ew. But I think that we can probably, when I say a committee, I mean, you know, somebody, not just me, can come up with probably a really good concept for a reality show. I'm serious. And God knows we all have enough camera equipment and whatnot. We can shoot a season of it. It doesn't matter. Just to give those with a lack of imagination the idea of what we're considering. You know, old people's commune. You know, just we can have like a sign out front that said, you know, something like old people crossing. You know, so if we want to go across Highway 101, you know, we can put our own little walkway there. You know, I mean, we can do anything we want because, you know, we're brilliant and fun. At least that's how I see it. Let's see. I do love the RV lady. Look forward to visit up there. Hugs. Really leaving now. Oh, yeah, sure you are. Bye, day drifter. Um, Average of 3 people, no. 50 RVs, 2 people per RV, period. Not 3, not 4, not me and whatever. 2 people, 1 to 2 people is what I see. I do not see 3 people per RV. And I cannot imagine what that would be other than Mormons. Okay, so it's like a they are a couple themselves, and or the single folk, and I'd be among the single folk. Cougars with gigolos. Oh my God, Day Drifter, where's your mind? Okay, I'm going to sign off as well, and stop this broadcast. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Now I have to recreate the. I would be embarrassed, but you know, I'm too old. Whatever, be embarrassed. So anyway, thanks for coming to my hangout. Thanks for listening to me blah blah blah, blah on, and I'll see some of you tomorrow. And yeah, I did say Mormons. Well, you know, that's the only. Why would 3 people be in an RV? You know, because you know there's not going to be any kids, so we got 2 husbands and a wife. Isn't that how it works? Okay, everybody. Have a great rest of the day. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Stopping broadcast now.